it's KK's Act Reviews. We are back again with another video, and guys, this will be episode 5 spoiler review for Superman and Lois, called Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon. That's actually the name of the episode. So today's episode pretty much is about, Sarah's quinceañera, and pretty much the aftermath of the fact that the one that was in charge of the town, like, we're getting, like, the one dude that's in charge of the town, how he knows about, or kind of, like, made, Kyle be on his toes on the fact of, like, the background searching they're doing on, the Cushing family, and, of course, Kyle was upset about that, because not only that Sarah's, her, with, the drug problem that she had, almost, dying, it's like, it's not only that, getting out about Sarah, but it's about the fact that he cheated on Lana, and he doesn't want that getting out. But we pretty much, this is like the continuation of that, on like how we get a lot of moments between Kyle and Kyle running into the one girl that he cheated on his wife with. And that was very crazy in this episode to get those sequences where he's like, oh, while he's trying to deal and like have, Sarah's quinceañera in the Kent barn, which I thought was very weird that they were going to have it in the Kent barn. I was like, really? Out of all places, you want to have it there? That didn't really make sense to me, but I guess is that, I was like, okay, this flies enough because I guess, it's a big space, it's an open space, it's a free space for them to use, and it's, and it's from their, and she has a connection, of course, to Clark, because they were friends, so it's kind of like a favor, a friend favor, so I was like, okay, I believe that, so, they're going to use it as, a party space. Well, but as we all know, Clark and Lois aren't really focused on, Sarah's party, even though they know they have to attend, along with Jordan and Jonathan. We have Clark pretty much, he needs to get the necklace, which, again, we don't really know what the necklace is, but we get a little bit of an understanding that in the beginning of this episode, the necklace is connected to Allie. So that's very interesting to me when we first started this episode, and we see, like, Allie when she was younger, and this necklace has been passed down, I think, they're from generation to generation, but for her to take over the will, or for her to accept, the money and everything that comes with her father's passing, she has to take, I guess, the necklace to get, like, her, to get, like, all the money and everything that she needs to do whatever with, like, that was in the will. Like, if you want to accept this will, you need to take the necklace and take the burden with everything that comes with it. And apparently, there's that necklace has cursed their family from the person that said, oh, you don't take the necklace, we can break the cycle now. Don't take it, but she ends up taking it, and pretty much that leads into all of her cult, culting that she's in a part of. I guess it's like that was like a family run thing, is that it's like there was like a family run cult or whatever, and she found, like, I guess that's just been a generation, like, that, like, running of that cult. So that was very weird to get all that, and how the necklace, like, because as we all know, the necklace, it looks like the same necklace that Bizarro has, and I was like, okay, so I was like, how is that working? Because for a second I thought it was the same, that was the necklace Bizarro had on his, around his neck, but it actually turns out there's two necklaces, and that kind of concerns me on the fact of, we end up finding out, because, Chrissy is still not trusting Lois, saying, if I want to find out the truth, I don't want to find out with you, because it makes me feel like I'm working for you. Like, so if I'm going to find out the truth, I'm going to do it on my own. So she ends up, trying to interview Allie. Allie ends up drugging her, and I was like, why? I was like, for instance, why didn't you just believe Lois enough to the point of, like, you knew this girl was crazy. Allie, you knew from what Lois was even saying, even though some things might not have been, she might have, like, overlooked just the fact that she was worried about, Lucy almost overdosing and dying. It was the fact of, but there was a realism to that, if Allie was able to do that to her because she was trying to ascend and realized, okay, this must be all crazy crap, but, Lois is kind of having a realization of maybe Allie wasn't all not telling the truth of, or maybe, Lucy wasn't fully not telling the truth when, maybe there is ascending, maybe there is all this, because look, there's an alternate version of you, a Bizarro version of you. So maybe anything that came out of, the mind, so anything is possible. So maybe maybe there's a sort of like a truth to what Lucy was trying to say and what Allie is doing, but she's just doing it in the wrong way or doing something bad or whatever. So maybe there is some truth there, and it's just not all like, me just thinking she was just crazy or whatever. Maybe there actually is something there. Hence the whole, she has the necklace that looks like the necklace around Bizarro's neck, and we see the connection through that because we end up finding out in this episode that when Christy gets drugged, she actually ends up dying, but she is ascending, and she ends up realizing that there was a whole nother world. What Lucy was talking about, when you ascend, you go to this different world, and I don't know if they all look like messed up Bizarro in that other universe, but like Chrissy was saying that, everybody was afraid of Allie there. Even her father was afraid of her there. I think it looked like she took over the place. And then Lois is like, what do you mean she took over the place? Like either the state or even the world. And we end up finding out that Bizarro was not meant. He did not come in to kill our version of Superman. He came to kill Allie and kill anybody that was connected to Allie because he wants to save. He couldn't save his world, so he wants to save Clark's world. He wants to save our Superman's world. So I really do love how it's kind of like he never wanted to come and kill our Superman. He wanted to save his alternate version of himself's world and his family, because from what we're understanding is that Allie killed everybody that he loved in that other world that's connected to the necklace. So also, I'm wondering, do all of them wear necklaces like that? Or is it like, we don't quite know where this necklace ties in, except that's a way for Allie to connect to the other, world. I'm not sure if, like, everybody has those necklaces on in her world. I don't quite understand that. And I don't quite understand, like, what's her connection to our Superman, let alone the fact that we know he's from that world, from what I'm understanding. But how did he get that necklace, and how is he here? And why has he been in the underground, in the mines all that time? Like, we don't still quite know those answers, but it's curious to know that the fact of, like, he is only there to save, like, our Superman, his other version of himself, and save the family and save his world, because I guess he's like, I understand that, there's casualties, you know what I mean, in war, there's casualties here, and he's like, but we're not in a war, and he's like, not yet, but you will be, meaning the fact he's trying to tell our Superman that, look, if you want to save your family, save your planet, you need to kill Allie. You wouldn't let me do it, and you're clearly not going to let me do it. But if anybody can do it, you can do it. But it all goes down to the morals of Superman. Superman doesn't kill, so it's kind of be like to the point of, like, what are we going to do? Are we going to let Bizarro finish the job on what he got sent there to do? Or is it going to be that, he tried, maybe the necklace is the key to stop Allie entirely, destroying the necklace? I don't know. Again, I don't know why there's two necklaces. I don't know if maybe there's a loophole. If you destroy the necklace, you don't have to kill Allie. I don't know. All I know is that there's so much going on right now, and there's so much on the fact that I guess Chrissy, like, since she understands now, like, by seeing the truth of, oh my God, I somewhat, I don't agree with your methods of you writing all this stuff and not knowing what is actually true, but you weren't wrong, Lois. Like, Lucy, what Lucy was saying and what you've been hearing about this Allie's cult is actually true. Like, there's some crazy, scary stuff going on, and we need to stop her. So it's kind of like Chrissy is now realizing, oh my God, like, I almost got brainwashed by Allie, and I'm happy that Chrissy is not brainwashed. At least I hope. God knows if she could do a turnaround. I don't know, because I mean, maybe that's an addiction when you ascend. I don't know. All I know is that really concerned me when Chrissy, like, got drugged, and then she, like, almost didn't, like, when she almost didn't start, like, her heart didn't start back up. She had the necklace around her neck, but, like, and I guess that was guiding her through that world to get back to her normal body. I guess that's what the necklace does, is that, when you drug somebody, and then you put it on them, and that guides them back to their body, but through the world, the alternate world, and that makes you believe, and that's how she hooks you to being a part of her cult. And I feel like that's what Chrissy almost, like, but Chrissy wasn't dumb enough that she had someone like Lois, that she thought Lois was like, I don't know if I could trust Lois. She's keeping all these secrets from me, not telling me this, not telling me that. And it worked out in the benefit of Allie, that she did what she did, showing the broadcast of Lucy and Lois in their argument, because it got Chrissy to not trust Lois to the point of, oh, she wanted to like actually use Chrissy, like, oh, you really want to find out the truth and not listen to somebody that clearly doesn't know what she's talking about, and you can't trust her because this isn't that, she's keeping secrets from you. She found out, yeah, like, Allie told her the truth, but yet it's still a crazy fact of what Lois was correct about, that Allie's dangerous, and even if there was no hard proof on what Allie's cult was about, there's proof now because Chrissy's seen by when she was ascending and everything. So I'm just excited now. Chrissy now knows Allie's crazy, so I'm not worried about her, going down that dark path that, Lucy's going down, because Lucy is stuck, and she seems like she is buying, sipping the Kool-Aid. She's drinking the crazy juice, honestly, and I hope we can bring Lucy back, to the lands of not being crazy, but who knows? Like, it seems like she's really got Lucy hooked, especially when she almost got her to ascend, and she didn't quite go through it quick enough because Lois was able to get her out of that state of, of her almost dying. So it seems like, I don't know. It seems like, and also Lucy's lost, because I think it's still canon to the point of, like, we know what happened between Lucy and of course, and Jimmy Olsen and Supergirl and her losing him and all that. So maybe it just pushed her far away from people to really, like, be there for her, people that really ground her. And even though Lois thought she was there for her, at the time, it wasn't until it was too late almost. So I'm hoping, but since she's really, like, trying to really show Lucy that, look, I have hard proof now, she's bad news, this is what she's doing, hopefully we can bring Lucy back. But that's going to be interesting to see the connection again to how Bizarro Superman's been down in the mines all that time, we know why he's here now. He's taking out anybody who has anything to do with Allie. He's trying to kill Allie. Also, him killing, Bizarro killing, I think her name is Dr. Faulkner. Bro, her neck was literally rotated. I was like, oh my god. I was like, that's pretty graphic. For a CW show, we've never went that dark. Her body was mangled. Like, her leg was the other way. Her neck was like that. Like, she was messed up. I said, Dr. Faulkner got fucked. I said, geez, bro. Like, oh my god. Look at your neck. I was like, that's the darkest I'd say we've ever went on a CW show, which impresses me. That they're not afraid to really, like, show what this Bizarro Superman is willing to do to take out and to save this planet. And I'm wondering if this, like, if he sees the measures that Bizarro is trying to go to save even his planet, it might come, our Superman might come to terms of the fact of, oh my god, like, he's willing to do anything and everything to save even my planet because he wasn't able to do it to his planet. Am I making the right decision on not killing somebody? Is there really going to be another way? We might have to see our Superman struggle with not killing this person that could essentially, he knows what can happen because he sees this Bizarro Superman and what he's become. I mean, he took out kids to pretty much, that were in his way to taking out Allie. Like, he's willing to do anything and everything to save this other our Superman's, world. In our Superman's universe, because I don't know if it's a different world that they're in. I'm assuming it is, but it's like outside. You know what I mean? It's like because they were kind of making it sound like it's like shadows of yourself, and that was like the more scary version of Superman, the more one that would that wants to go the extra mile and probably kill someone, even though because Superman always has that hard choice of like he could go there, but he knows not to go there. That's Superman, so I'm wondering if that is that side that does go there, but it's in a different universe, a different shadow realm situation. So I'm excited to see a little bit more of maybe we'll see the realm or whatever, or that world or something. I don't know. All I know, especially with everything going on with Clark, him feeling guilty about him not being able to save John Henry Irons. It's like. And him feeling like he let down Natalie, because we didn't see Natalie in this episode because she was with, John at the hospital. And he's finally, of course we all know he's finally off, the machines for, he's not on life support anymore. He's finally able to breathe on his own. It's like he already feels guilty and feels like he's not doing enough to save his world. And I feel like now that the Superman is telling him, hey, I'm willing to do anything and everything. Like, since I couldn't save my planet, I'm willing to do anything and everything to save your planet. Are you willing to do that? Are you capable of doing that? Because if you don't, your world is going to perish. I cannot wait to see those struggles. And I mean, he might realize that I wasn't strong enough to save one of my new friends, one of my colleagues, and I wasn't able to save those kids that Anderson sent in that weren't ready to do it. And I feel like if I don't kill Allie, I'm going to keep losing people. I could possibly turn into this, but I feel like that's also another thing that's also good for Clark, is that he won't want to turn into that Superman that is killing people. He won't want to turn into that. That's why he'll find another way. But of course he'll still struggle with that on the fact of I don't kill, but maybe I should. Look what happens when I don't. We're going to see that struggle, but of course Clark won't kill. I feel like he won't kill Allie. He'll find out maybe the necklace is a way to stop her. I feel like that could happen. But with everything going on with, Lois and Allie and Lucy and Chrissy and Clark finding out about, Bizarro and how he's not there to hurt anybody. He wants to just take out Allie to save our Superman's universe. You know what I mean? It's like, who knew that was going to happen? Who knew that switch around was going to happen? I sure as shit didn't. I didn't think that Bizarro had that much of I thought he seemed like such a Frankenstein, but I didn't know he had that much of thinking to really be like, hey, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm just here to take out this girl, but I'm willing to do anything and everything to take her out so your world survives. That's interesting to me. Along with, of course, Sarah and her quinceañera and how she doesn't like to be in the spotlight, but she is not wanting to not do it because she's doing it for her dad. She's doing it because her dad has been happy and really wants her to be in the full pretty much be in a quinceañera mood, be in the traditional mood, where I guess Kyle's name was something else, but I guess his mom, when his mom and him moved to Smallville, they had to switch their name from, I forget what Kyle's last name was before he turned it to Cushing. I can't remember on the top of my head, but they had to switch their name, but they want to switch it back, and that's what she's going to be doing in her quinceañera. She's going to be the family's going to be taking back that, instead of Cushing, taking back Kyle's last name. So that is going to be interesting to me, and see if how we got a little bit of history of the Cushing family, or of Kyle's side of the family, on how that was their name, but when they moved to Smallville, people it was a different time, and it was frowned upon to have a last name like that. You know what I mean? So it was nice to have that history of learning more about the Cushing family, and how much it means to Sarah that she is going through with her quinceañera, and she's happy and proud to take the last name of her father. So that was really cool to see that, but it was really sad when the moment where at the end, when the quinceañera is going on, and she's outside because she's feeling overwhelmed, and we get the moment where her and Jordan have a moment, of course, where she's because previously Jordan and Jonathan, mainly Jonathan, Jordan is going to have his training with Sam, because this is a continuation of we saw right before we went on break. Sam was going to start training Jordan just in case Clark would need his help. So I really do appreciate the fact that we're getting this now. We're seeing Jordan really learn how to use, because we've seen how he's been able to control his abilities a lot more with him using this freeze breath in the convenience store, him taking out those kids trying to steal, him being able to control his laser vision more, his heat vision. So I feel I'm really happy that Sam is going to be the one to really train him to really get stronger, to get even more control, to really get on par with his dad. So I'm just excited to see Jordan do that. But I knew right away that Jonathan was going to get jealous. Jonathan was going to get angry. Mind you, Jonathan already felt annoyed in general when he felt left out when Jordan and Clark would go fly off to the fortress. He would be upset about that. He did and think about it. Jordan was the person that was always the outcast. It wasn't popular. Didn't have the girlfriend. And it kind of did the flip flop where it's now Jordan has the girlfriend, he has the popularity, he's the one that had the powers, and it's kind of I kept saying since season 1, Jonathan is gonna get annoyed, and I was we're at that point where he's caught on this drug now, the X-Kryptonite, trying to catch up with Timmy, and his girl, Candace isn't the best influence. And now Jonathan's going down the wrong path where he's now jealous that Jonathan is getting trained by Sam. And he is just pissed off. So there was a moment where like he juices up. Well, after they're done doing push-ups, they did about 50 push-ups, and he's like, Sam's like, that's good, but it's not impressive. What you should be able to do. And then Jonathan's like, but he just did them, and like whatever, that's pretty impressive. And he's like, but it's not impressive enough. We need him to be ready if your dad needs help. And Jonathan is jealous of that. Jonathan is jealous that, things are working out for Jordan, but things aren't working out for him. And I feel like there's going to be a point where, like, he's taking it too much, because he comes back from when he goes to go get a drink, because, Sam wants to really make sure he's able to really push, Jordan a little bit more. It's like, hey, go get a drink, because he's pretty much babying Jonathan, saying, oh, you just did push-ups, I could tell you're out of breath, go get a drink, this and that. But he's not telling Jordan to go get a drink, because again, Jordan has the powers, Jonathan doesn't. He feels like I could do I could be just as good as him, if not better. So he ends up juicing up, taking the inhaler of X-Kryptonite, ends up coming back out, and we see Jordan. He's on it's like a corn, it's like a punching bag, but it's like a corn bag of kernels, and he's just punching them and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, why don't you try, I forget what Jonathan says. He's like, oh, well, how are you going to help Dad if you expect them to just to be a sack of corn kernels or whatever? Like, oh, let's fight, like me and you, come on, let's spar. And Jonathan, I'm shocked Sam couldn't tell that Jonathan clearly had some abilities right there. That's what shocked me. I'm shocked that Jordan didn't catch on until like they had another argument after that, when Sam, like when he does punch Jordan, ends up knocking him on the ground, and Sam's like, okay, that's enough. And he's like, oh, maybe you're just training the wrong person. He's jealous. Jonathan is really jealous, and I'm not gonna lie, X-Kryptonite makes you not think straight, and it seems like it's making him more angry. Again, it's not meant to. It's just a drug. It's gonna, it's gonna make you angry. It's not, it's not perfected in any way. It's not whatever. It's something you shouldn't even be taking. And the fact that he's taking it, having these bursts of anger, him, yelling again at Jonathan, which I forget Jordan, I forget when it happened. I think it was after the whole quinceañera thing was over, and he had his, his heat vision was about to go off, and he's like, oh my god, you have powers, because he even confronts, he confronts Jonathan again, saying, okay, what's wrong? I know you're keeping something from me. I know something is up, because Sarah was the one that, with her. It was funny because he said the joke when Sarah and Jordan went outside to go sit on the bench on the porch. It was funny because Sarah's like explaining to Jordan, because Jordan's trying to explain to Sarah what's going on between Jonathan. He's like, oh, Jonathan's been acting weird lately. He's like, are you guys in a fight? He's like, Jordan's like, I don't know, maybe or whatever. And he's like, he's been acting very weird and strange. And she's like, okay, well, that might be a sign of like depression. You know what I mean? So just keep an eye on him and this and that. So I think he is going in through a sort of depression on him not being able to get off the bench, him feeling like he's left out in the family and he's not really getting attention, and him just, I feel like he is going through a depression. I feel like he's taken the way of like, oh, I know what can make me feel better is me doing this. I feel like this is the only way I'm going to feel better is me taking X-Kryptonite, or even this is the only way I'm going to get off the bench, like, you know what I mean, or this is the way I'm going to get attention. And I feel like, I don't know. It's you know what I mean. I just like how Sarah pointed out to Jordan, just don't ignore that. Just go keep talking to him, keep trying to get to him. And he's like, oh, is it like when did you get even when is it the quinceañera that made you even smarter? And and she's like, yeah, maybe it is or whatever. Or it was something like that. But she gave the great advice saying don't pay attention to him. And I mean, it's just annoying when he's like, oh, my powers are starting to kick in. Oh, don't tell mom and dad, or they're going to, we know what dad's going to do. He's going to try to get me off the bench or try to get me to sit on the bench and not, be starting anymore, or even be on the field anymore. And he lied to Jordan. I mean, he doesn't have his powers just manifesting on their own. I think eventually I could see this kicking his powers into gear where they will manifest, finally. But I'm gonna be honest, like, he's lying to Jordan, making it like, and not telling him that he's taking X-Kryptonite, which I think he'll find out that he's taking XK at some point, which that's gonna be interesting when that finds out. I wonder who's gonna find out, if it'll be Jordan first, or I think it will be Jordan, and then he'll tell that Clark and Lois what's going on, and then there'll be like a big argument. I don't know, but also we saw in the set photos that he is gonna be a Superboy or whatever. Like, he had like an outfit on, like he had like to say, like, it was like a comic accurate outfit. It was like a leather jacket and whatever, and and people think that's who he's going to be. So that's going to be interesting to me, and see if he's going to try saving people, if not go rogue or something, and I don't know what's going to happen, but I could see that him getting out of control, and Jordan's going to be the one that has to stop him and try to get through to him, because Clark is busy with everything else. I think Jordan's going to be the one to be like, to stop Jonathan behind the scenes. Maybe they won't know this, Lois and Clark. Maybe they won't know this. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm excited to see what will happen with that, because I knew that he was jealous. I knew that this was going to cause problems when he took the XK, and we're seeing that him having his anger, flare-ups, and him having his power flare-ups, and him not being able to control things, and I feel like that's going to hurt somebody, and we're going to see that. Maybe he'll hurt Jordan, and maybe that will make him snap out of it. I don't know. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. Maybe he'll get hooked, and maybe he'll hurt Candace. I don't know. But I'm just excited to see where that's going to go, along with the fact of that one moment where, like, Sarah's outside with, Jordan, and the next thing, Kyle gets a text from the girl that he slept with, I guess he's been sleeping with ever since, he's been, going through him being, an alcoholic. There was that moment where, like, he heard that moment with that girl where the girl's like, I told my friend or whatever, and he's like, you told your friend about me and you or whatever, and me cheating on, Lana, and she's like, yeah, even my friend thinks it's messed up, and even the one mayor or whatever that's trying to run again is like, convinced her to give her to tell her the story about you, that you were cheating on your wife and stuff, and she's like, I never wanted that to happen, but, all I wanted, I never wanted to hurt you. I always wanted to be with you, blah, 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 blah. And I do feel bad for that girl, because you really thought that, because apparently Kyle was saying that he was going to leave Lana. Kyle was saying that, he wanted to be with that girl instead of Lana. So, I don't know. I mean, I really do feel bad for that girl, but, like, the girl, I feel like it's not all the girl's fault, but I can't believe she told her friend, even though, like, but, I mean, I guess that she thought she would have told that, Kyle would have told Lana at some point, so she probably didn't think that it would have even mattered. But, I don't know. It's like, now that he knows, it kind of like, the one mayor dude didn't even have to say anything. Sarah heard it, and it blew up in Kyle's face. Like, I can't believe he even cheated on Lana. I'm still trying to process that Lana is, like, from, like, down to earth, gorgeous, like, lady, and I just don't understand how he was able to do that, but he did. So I'm still mind blown about that, and it kind of just blew up in Kyle's face, and she said, Sarah overheard it. It was the father-daughter dance time. She was having a panic attack, and then that's when, they went outside. She went out to go catch air, get some fresh air and get away from Kyle. Kyle runs out, Lana follows, and then Kyle's like, it's not like that. Like, let me explain. And she's like, no, leave me alone. Okay, tell mom, what just happened? And it blew up in Kyle's face. I don't know if things can get patched up with them. I think it will, because it's a TV show, and I think that we kind of expect things will get patched up at some point. And it kind of hinted towards that they were not gonna be the perfect family anymore, with the whole foreshadowing of them taking the perfect photo. Where Lana's like, I'll always be there to catch you when you fall. Like, there was foreshadowing there saying that their family is gonna break. It's gonna get torn apart. And what is this gonna do to Sarah? Is this gonna make her go back down into a depression? I don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen, and I like how we don't know, because there's so much we don't know so far about what's happening. We're getting little breadcrumbs here and there of possible storylines to come, and possibilities where things can go. Also, I'm wondering, and Anderson clearly doesn't trust Superman anymore, because he lied to Anderson about there is a look-alike, like a bizarro copy of you that you weren't telling us that was the thing that came out of the mine. So he already doesn't trust Superman, and especially he's not letting Superman take that necklace, which will help, Superman find Bizarro. But he was able to find Bizarro on his own. Bizarro found him because Superman was the one that showed up with Lois when Lois was trying to confront Chrissy about being with Allie and everything like that happening. So I'm just happy that Clark was able to take out Bizarro, which again, that was a sick ass fight scene, seeing them fly through everywhere, seeing them fly back to the mines. He's using the XK to like holding the crystals in his fists, and he's just socking the crap out of the Bizarro. That was cool to use because XK makes you stronger, and I think that's why he used it. So that was cool to see that happen. And to find out the necklaces actually make you stronger. That was another interesting fact. The necklace makes you stronger. That's why there was such a that's why when Anderson said, Tag, said that when the necklace was around you both got stronger. So that necklace makes them stronger, and I feel like maybe the XK has something to do with it too, because the XK gives people power, so that's why maybe he was holding the XK crystals, so you'd have a little bit more juice in his punches to take out Bizarro. But that was just a sick fight scene, in my opinion. I would say it was just great choreography, great fighting, great CGI. I love this show, and I just think this is the tip of the iceberg with, the Cushing family breaking up. Or I don't remember if Sarah still took the last name of Kyle's, grandmother, or Kyle's mom's last name, or his last name before he turned it to Cushing. So I don't know if they're still going to take that name. I'm assuming. I forget what it was. Let me know down in the comments below what it was. But also, not only that, just to see what's going to happen. Is Bizarro going to be like an ally to our Superman now? Who knows? I don't know. So it's just, there's a lot we don't know, but a lot that makes me excited, especially because this is just the tip of the iceberg. With now, Jordan feels like he already knows what's going on with Jonathan. What will be the thing to say, you're juicing, you're taking XK, these aren't natural abilities, you're doing this, and it's dangerous, and that's going to be interesting. Maybe that's why he goes rogue, and he's wearing that outfit that we've been seeing him wear on set, Jonathan. If I can find the photo, it'll be in the video, but I'm excited. I cannot wait for next week's episode, especially the promo for next week's episode. Everything was backwards, the letters were backwards, and then it went back to normal, and then the music was very eerie, and the title card was backwards, and then it went back to normal. I am loving what they're doing with the whole Bizarro element. It's very clever on a marketing standpoint for Superman and Lois. It's very awesome. And I feel like the show just never skips a beat on story, on making us think, theorize, maybe this can happen, or maybe this is what's going to happen, and making us see, and then making us get our theories right. It's just, this show is just freaking phenomenal, especially the score. I love the subtle score. When Clark is back, after he gets Bizarro back to Talrose Fortress, and he leaves Bizarro with the hologram of Laura. So I just love how he was able to do that. So his mom was able to find out information on Bizarro and what's going on, and I loved all that. But I loved the Superman Superman and Lois music that gets hit in the background when it's Lois and Clark moments. It's just those things, and the cinematography, and the good dialogue, and the good costume design, and the good CGI, and the good fighting, and it all just turns into this masterpiece, and that's why the show is so good. But yeah, guys, I really want to know what you guys thought about this episode of episode 5 of Superman and Lois. Let me know what was your favorite part. Let me know about what you guys think about my theories and where things could possibly go. And let me know what your theories are down in the comments below. I really want to know what you thought about this episode and what your theories are going forward of Superman and Lois. Also, again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, put those notifications, like this video. I'd love to have you guys here, a part of this family, a part of this channel. We're literally all about spreading love and positivity and motivation. And guys, we are super close to hitting 500 subscribers. Right now, we're at 450, almost to 500. And my goal is to get to 500 so I can open the community tab, so I'm able to communicate with you guys a lot better, and I can actually do polls about what we should do here on the channel, and I can ask you guys questions, and maybe I can and ask your opinions on when news breaks out about let's say a show or a movie or something. I can do that on the community tab, and it makes the channel be able for people to see the channel more, and it just opens more of a bigger opportunity for the channel. But guys, again, I would love it again if you subscribe to the channel, put in those notifications, and like this video. But guys, that was the video. I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.